Welcome back, Wolfpack Brillis here, and this is how to use Lunatone and Solrock. Lunatone and Solrock, just going to review them together because they do really cool things and they interact in a really interesting way. That Solrock is going to be physical, that's going to have attack and defense. Lunatone is going to be special and have special attack and special defense, and then the stats work out like that. Lunatone has 85 special defense and 65 defense. Solrock has 85 defense and 65 special defense, and then we have a 95 on the dominant offense. So that's pretty nice. The 70 hit points could be better in the 70 speed. For a tanky kind of Pokemon that's expecting to take hits, not the worst. What is the worst is Rock Psychic. It's made a mention on my top 5 worst dual typings because look at all those weaknesses. Sure, you have the immunity with ground. Sure, you get a lot of resistances because you're rock. But overall, so many things threaten you, and it's not okay. That water, grass, dark, bug, ghost, and steel. Some of those are fairly common, and some of those are really going to give you a hard time, so it is going to make it very difficult to set up. But like I said in my Seviper video, these are the Pokemon we're dealing with right now. I'm just going in Pokedex order, so if you really want to use one of these Pokemon, at least we can make it a little interesting to talk about how they work. And hopping into Pokemon Showdown, Lunatone. Just start off there. So we're going to have special defense and defense on Lunatone, and the main idea, Cosmic Power. Cosmic Power is going to work really well on Lunatone and Solrock because you get Baton Pass. Well, kind of Baton Pass. Baton Pass is a move that you can only get in XD Gale of Darkness and then transferring Lunatone and Solrock over. So this is mostly a simulator only set when you're running Baton Pass, unfortunately, but there still are a lot of other options that Lunatone can do, and Baton Pass is still really cool when using it on Pokemon Showdown or some kind of other simulator. That if you want to have a Pokemon that needs extra defenses just become almost unstoppable, that a Pokemon that's a little too frail to be able to be switched in or a little too frail to get the most usage out of, Baton Pass Cosmic Power is going to give you a lot of opportunities to set that up. What I was thinking is we can boost the beneficial nature, so we go Calm Nature, and then we just go 252 on defense, 244 on the hit points, because you're going to get full leftovers recovery with that, since it's divisible by 16 and leftovers heals 1/16. So we're just doing some optimization while boosting special defense and really rounding out our stats really well. That this is for the even breakdown. As you can see, it's 117 for the defense and special defense. If you want a more physically oriented Pokemon, go with Solrock. If you want it special, you can just kind of change the investment around however you please to really match what you want to be having on your team. Other than that, Lunatone gets some cool options that you can run Trick Room, you know. First turn, set up that Trick Room. Now you have essentially faster on that Cosmic Power, faster on the heals for a couple turns while you get set up. And depending on how long you get set up, if you have other Trick Room Pokemon that can benefit your Baton Pass and still have one turn of Trick Room left or so, that could be a really nice thing to take advantage of. Or you could just run Hypnosis. I know Hypnosis has really low accuracy, and I don't recommend moves with like under 80. Even 80 is like borderline rough to use on accuracy because I just find it unreliable. And when you look at Hypnosis, it's really bad. But say you have 2 or 3 Cosmic Powers set up, you're going to have Moonlight, you're going to have like a lot of sustain and stuff. If you just keep throwing it out and eventually land the Hypnosis, they're going to switch, which means you get free Baton Pass or free setup on your incoming Pokemon. So it's just something to consider depending on which team dynamic you want to run. Also, for those of you who don't know, Cosmic Power boosts defense and special defense by 1, so it's like a better form of Stockpile because it's unlimited, but since it's on mostly Psychic type, sometimes they're just not the tankiest Pokemon around. When we look at Solrock, effectively going to be the same idea. You could have, you know, the boosted defense be the lower one and then just invest and spread it up. It just depends on which Pokemon you want to use at that point. But if you want to have a physically defensive Pokemon, you know, you could have a hard physical front line, use that Cosmic Power, get a really good boost, and then essentially play the same thing, but Baton Pass, all that, 244 hit point EVs, except you have Magic Coach with Magic Coat. So you can actually use Solrock as a really strategic Pokemon that anti-setup. If they are going to be throwing Stealth Rocks, if they're going to be throwing any kind of status your way, you Magic Coat that, you kind of scare them off, you set up your Cosmic Powers, and then you can Baton Pass and hopefully go for a game after that one. Then when we break it down even further, you know, Calm Mind is going to work out really well. With Lunatone, you can fully invest into defense and then just use your naturally okay special defense, boost into Calm Mind, and then do really well. Moonlight is going to be your sustain, Ancient Power is going to give you a chance to boost while also having Stab, and then Moon Blast is going to be a really solid, just well-rounding move as well. So it can work out on Lunatone with the Calm Mind set, just going to be your standard Calm Mind Pokemon. Hope you don't get blown up too quick, but you're somewhat durable. As for the item, you can go with Citrus Berry to give you that burst sustain like I talk about, leftovers for the just over time. Maybe even Lumberry if you're really afraid about status. Like if they throw down Will-O-Wisp or Toxic, that gets Lumberry cured away. Well, that means now you're just getting free setup from there. There's a lot of status around. It could just turn into some free turns, which could be really nice. And then we can look at Solrock. Solrock, again, very interesting that if you want to play it with Calm Mind, it's technically the ideal Pokemon to use Calm Mind with because its defenses are so high and you're boosting its lower special defenses. Problem is you have almost no offense from it, so you're going to be wanting to run Fire Spin? That doesn't sound right because it's such a low move, but it does trap and damage the target. So if you trap the right Pokemon that you can set up really well against that doesn't have any super effective moves against you, you might be in a very good position. And then also we can look at it that it does damage over time. I believe Fire Spin is 1/8. It is a trapping move, so it does damage at the end of the turn. You also have Ancient Power for the boost and extra damage, so really we're just going to be going for damage over time and a little bit of chip damage while you're just really tanky, so it can work out for Solrock as well. Other than that, that's what we're looking at. It's going to be huge Calm Mind boosting into trying to get damage where you can, or just Baton Pass the Cosmic Power. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and that's how you use Solrock and Lunatone. I hope you all have a nice day.